Hello and welcome to a video on a slightly challenging topic. Why is India in a mess right now? Now, if we are in a mess right now, were we ever out of a mess? The answer is yes. Mera Bharat Mahan tha. India was a super great country 1,000 years back. And then looters came in, the Arabs, the Mughals, the Portuguese, the British, and they looted us. Looted us out of our souls. I mean, they came and looted our resources, but in the process, they took away the soul of the country. But this is not the point. The point is, we are free. We are free as a country. We are the world's largest democracy. And yet, why do we remain the way we are? Has anything changed? And if so, what? Right? But the point is, we are the way we are because of multiple reasons. But if you really look at the key reasons, one of the biggest reasons for the way we are is because of our political system, because of our democracy. India is a very young democracy, very young country. We just need to understand and appreciate this point. If you look at the US, so if you look at democratic countries, let's kind of focus on that, right? Democratic independent countries. Look around. You will find the biggest democracies are, the US, the UK, the large portion of the European nations. Those are all democratic, free countries. What's the basic difference between them and us then, right? We are democratic, largest democracy purely by the number of people in the country, for sure. But are we really democratic? I mean, yes and no. Simply because a mature democracy has a very mature political system. What do I mean by that? You have very few political parties, number one. Number two, they have very clearly outlined agendas, right? They have very mature election process or pre-election process where every single party has to nominate their entire cabinet and put them in front of people and debate and talk out their policies and have those conversations in the media, have those open forums in the public. Do we have any of that? Well, we don't, right? So that's one big reason why our democracy is immature. Now, what leads to an immature democracy? It leads to something which is very familiar with most of us, is coalition politics. Now, coalition politics, also in a very crude manner, is horse trading and keeping interests of individuals and individual parties at the forefront compared to the citizens of the country or the people who they represent, right? So one of the biggest reasons why India is the way we are after independence is the same political system that we started with. And unless and until we do not divorce ourselves from this current political system, the probability of we doing better is very low. So what are the probabilities then? Currently, none. I'm 48. The country has been free for 70 plus years now. Do I think that this governance system, this political system is going to change in my lifetime? Probably not. What is actually needed is a bit of a autocratic democracy. to kind of put it mildly, right? Because sometimes, or in most cases, it's important that when a country is young, that it has a single ruler who has a vision for the country and who has a mandate, or who creates or demands or forces his mandate to shape the country in a certain direction or in a certain way. And we unfortunately have not been able to do that. So yes, we are fogged. We are figuring out, and we will keep figuring out until something drastic happens. And I don't think that's happening in my lifetime. Yeah, that's the sad part. So we will continue to remain an average country is the most likely probability, unless we all somehow revolutionize ourselves. I mean, there have been revolutions in this world, by the way. The French Revolution has happened. It has happened. So the Arab Revolution has happened. The outcome may be something that is difficult to predict, but revolutions do happen, right? So unless a revolution happens which changes the face of this democratic process, we will remain the way we are. That is a very high probability. Even if we have majority power with a political party, we are still a fragmented country in terms of states, languages, and religion. So it's extremely difficult for us to navigate and circumvent this whole demography that we have today in the current political system that we operate in the current democratic system that we all love so much. So yes, India is poor. We can say we are a developing country, but we are basically poor. We have huge inequalities, and those inequalities will remain. And that's the reality of it that we should accept. And with that acceptance, we should move on and figure out what we need to do with the weaknesses that we have. What strengths do we actually have that we can actually leverage is what we need to focus on. Right? We have been accidental in most things that we've done so far. The IT revolution has been accidental. What we need to make is some revolutions by design, some progressive revolutions by design. We missed the manufacturing bus long time back. There is a chance that we can catch it again, but the chances are slim. We can become an innovative power in terms of aerospace, defense systems. We can. Why? Because we have created some valuable knowledge and precedence in those areas which are high value, right? ISRO, HAL, all of those companies which are, and governmental agencies who are in this endeavor, who are working on this endeavor, can potentially propel us into high value manufacturing. I mean, we are trying to do chip manufacturing as well, but unless until we do not catch that wave of manufacturing, and if we rely too much on IT services, which was, we were lucky, as I said, unless IT services do not get into IT systems, IT products, world-class products, and also AI, if they don't catch that bus, IT is fucked. Yeah, it is. So we have to somehow revolutionize the opportunities that we have, and by design change some of these industries, adopt some of these industries, be leaders in some of these industries which are up and coming. So yeah, unless we do that, unless we do not circumvent the current political system, we will remain an average country. Although we have all the potential that we have, that people will keep doubting about, right? So yeah, that's what I figured out. in terms of where we are, why we are the way we are, and where can we focus on to be better than what we are today. The chances are very slim, but it's always a question of probabilities. It is never an absolute. So it's never a question of being either 0 or 100. We'll always be navigating between 0 and 100 and somewhere in between. So yeah, opportunities possible, future bleak. Fact. Face it.